Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lion tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand. We did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning. This is your sign that you can't go run and hide. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the lions tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to a Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game.
Welcome everyone to Nerd TV for another global racing truck series, actually live from the simulated Kansas Speedway, where the Cup guys just finished their race. And now it's our turn to the simulation world and look at iRacing for another 134 laps here around this very cloudy night, afternoon-ish here at Kansas. There's your stats on the track: 78 degrees surface, 76 in the air, very low percentage of humidity, cloudy as you can tell, and 5-mile-an-hour winds will not be a factor, I don't believe, this whole entire race this evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Red Lobster from Golf Today, and to my right-hand side, in a kind of a newer scene for himself, black background, Mr. Dustin Loxton, aka Ballistic. What's up, dude?
Hey, kind of relaxing, just
Yeah.
been kind of redecorating the nerd headquarters, is relocating at some point in time to bigger facilities. So, yeah, kind of playing
Oh boy.
behind me now. So, but ready to see what these global racing truck series drivers can do here at Kansas. Kansas can sometimes be a hit or miss, but usually these trucks, they can have some good racing here at this facility. Um, this facility is definitely better than some of its other similar counterparts, like Kentucky. Kentucky for me, broadcasting just does not put on a good show. But Kansas, on the other hand, is one that typically does put on a pretty damn good show. So these drivers are going to be pretty good. Pit window for tonight somewhere between 45 and 48, right around there. So that's going to be the golden mark tonight, Jeremy. 45 to 48. If we can get some good green flag runs here, pit strategy can play a factor in it tonight. We're going to find out here for the Hayesville 200, because we have both the Hayes brothers here tonight. Stephen Hayes comes back after a couple weeks away for pre-existing commitments, and Michael Hayes makes his return tonight after a little hiatus away from the Global Racing League.
Welcome back. And Michael Hayes, P4 in practice, not even skipping a beat. First non-restrictor plate race in multiple months. And here he is, top 5 on the boards, and kind of a fun name for the Hayesville. 134 laps here. You've got the info on the pit road stats, so it's going to be one of those really tight battles on pit road if they go the distance, no cautions. Because that's going to put them, if they go 45, 90, 135, and there's 134 laps. But it requires them to hit the 145 lap mark. So might see a little more conservation if we do get those long green flag runs, as we got about a minute and a half left in this practice session. Penalty for one of the playoff drivers from last week. Bobby Mantle, 1 week probation, able to race tonight. Just on lap 100 last week at Bristol, had a little bit of a hiccup, caused a wreck, and so he's got to be a little extra clean. And then number 89 here tonight.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I mean, it's that just goes to show. I mean, drivers cannot be spot on 100% of the time. I mean, we're only human, and we are in a simulated environment. But I tell you what, though, Bobby Mantle has been one of those drivers that has been on fire since the playoffs started. He's been doing fantastic there for Grim Reaper Motorsports. Really giving Chad McGinley, his teammates, a little bit of something to kind of worry about, because Chad McGinley has not had the best start. He came out, captured a dub, but last week at Bristol, didn't even make it one lap. Went to try to go for a move and got clipped in inside wall, nosed it in, engine damage, and it was done. He was out on lap 1, so not the start of the playoffs that McGinley was wanting. But I tell you what, Bobby Mantle has been on fire, so I don't see an issue with this. He'll be able to bounce back, and Mantle's a good, clean driver, so I don't see any issue with this tonight at all.
Yeah, and the very good thing for Chad McGinley is bonus points. Remember, he won a crap ton of races, 9 to be exact. And so he has 134 bonus points. The next person below him in bonus is the Bobby Mantle, 89, at 49 points. He almost had 100 extra bonus points. It's keeping him at the top. So we have this week and next week, which is Talladega. and then that's it for the first round. And so Chad McGinley's still going to be there for next round for sure, but definitely all those bonus points gone because of just not having consistent good luck on his side. But Dustin, it got quiet. You know what that means. It's time to get our faces off your screen, and we're going to tune into this qualifying session, which track lights are on some parts of the track here, starting to glow right now in session 7:20 p.m. Eastern in server. It looks kind of weird right there. You see the glowing. You got lights coming from the infield, but it's still kind of light because it's cloudy and not completely nighttime yet. So the track's just glowing. But here we go. Here's the 65 points leader by only 4 points coming in tonight. Chad McGallion 65.
Yes, he rolls out right now for his out lap. Now, Jeremy, so here's the thing. I mean, these trucks here, you're going to see them pull multiple grooves through the corners. The racing's going to be good. Starting position, not as super important as some of the other tracks where passing is more difficult. Bristol is one of those tracks. You know, starting position is key when you come to Bristol because passing can be very difficult at that track and challenging. This track here doesn't pose as much of a struggle as what Bristol does. So there's a little bit of fluctuation, but you still want to try to get as much as possible. You see McGinley just now hitting the green flag. He was taking slow out lap there to keep those temps and pressures down. He's going to take it to the wall. He's going to try to build up as much speed as he possibly can going through here. So again, much like the Cup drivers that you might have just got done watching, not but just about a half an hour, 45 minutes ago, he's going to keep it high along those walls as he comes off turn 4. So that way he's got this thing maximized as much as possible. You're going to see him dive it down. He's going to shortcut it down to the apron. And he's going to drift it right back up. And Jeremy, you should see him take it down to that white line now through turns 1 and 2, just like that. Now we're taking and switching gears to the shortest route around the track as he comes down the backstretch.
Yep, you probably can see that same thing through 3 and 4 as well. And I took a Elite Performance Industries RaceEPI.com setup in the Xfinity Series last night and did 90 laps here at Kansas in the Xfinity car. It's not the truck, but it's similar in how this track runs. I ran the bottom, and I ran it as much as I could until the car was just too loose, and then I had to shift right to the top, the middle groove. Seems to be kind of bumpy in the Xfinity car. I don't know if it's going to translate that to the trucks. It gets kind of bumpy and throws you up the track. So it's either you're going to see that a lot of the cars run the bottom white line like this, or you're going to run or let them see them run to the top up against the wall, the Kyle Larson line, the whatever line you want to call it. And that's about it. And so when the car starts to lose handle, in this case the trucks, you're going to then watch them rotate to the top, or you might just see them off the bat say, hey, you know what, the speed's up there early. I'm going to go searching on that top, but you just have to take care of those tires if you're going to go early to the top. That's the only thing there. And Dustin, what's this? Wizard of Oz?
We're in Kansas. We are in Kansas, my guy.
This is...
Come on, you know the correlation.
Oh, I do, but I did not expect this. Who are we riding on board with here?
That is Clayton White. Come on.
Clayton.
Yes.
He's keeping his paint crew busy.
There's no place like home. So what a good touch there here at Kansas.
The yellow brick road.
Yep, yellow brick road, Wizard of Oz. But back to the timing charts. McGinley at a 29.92 right now. So our top 6 all in the 29-second bracket. Clayton White coming across the line right now to see where he posts. Right now it's going to put him at P9 at a 30.03. And Jeremy, what I can see right now is those Grim Reaper Motorsports drivers running very strong right now. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th right now in that top 5. The only thing breaking them up is the return of Michael Hayes in P4 at a 29.97.
That's where he practiced P4. That's where he's going to end up in qualifying P4. So strong efforts there for the number 1. We got a half a minute left in this qualifying. Nobody else on track. 18 out of the 21 entries have posted time. So almost the entire start of the race posted the time, which is good to see. But it looks like at the end of the day, that number 65 will take practice He will take qualifying. Now the question is, does he break the double-digit count for wins tonight? We're going to find out. 134 laps for the Hayesville 200. Quick shout out to Martin Sports. I don't talk about them enough on these Sunday things because they help this broadcast happen on Sunday nights. So before they go gridding, I would love to shout out martinsports.gg for all your team apparel, whether if you got a softball team, hockey team, or if you got a sim racing team who's looking for some fresh gear, custom order their stuff either through Scott directly, or they have an online portal that you help build, Dustin, and you can just digitally create whatever you want. Save it. Scott Martin sees it, and they make your dreams become a reality. So they got racing gloves and a bunch of other stuff. Head yourself over to martinsports.gg for all your apparel, and use that super nerd at checkout. We'll save you 25%. Big discount there. Once again, martinsports.gg. Now, Dustin, time to head over to the starting lineup for the Hayesville 200. Chad McGinley, P1. Bobby Mantle on the outside, P2. Row number 2 will be Stephen Knight in 3rd. Michael Hayes in 4th. Row 3, J.J. McCoy in 5th. Brody Marinko does start in 6th. Row number 4 will be Patrick Gentner in 7th. Stephen Hayes in 8th. Row number 5, Clayton White in 9th. 10th place, Joshua Slade. Row 6, number 11th place will be Justin LeBlanc. 12th place, E.J. Luna. Row 7, we have Danny White in 13th. John Howard starting in 14th. Row 8, Bradley Miner starting in 15th. Ron Harrington in 16th. Row 9 will be Anthony Emmerich in 17th. Shane Wielden in 18th. Row 10, Austin McGill in 19th. Abram Ghostin in 20th. And Ronald Holmes in the number 33. We'll start last tonight. 21 entries, 134 laps. You get the quick drone camera. We're going to watch them roll off pit road, and what a view of this place.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility. It really is, and I'm glad that the racing has stayed as good and true as what it has. We've seen a lot of tracks not really hold up to the test of time, so to speak. But this is one of them that just, it seems like as it keeps getting older and the years keep passing, it seems like it just gets weathered in a good way. So I'm glad that this is definitely one of them. Jeremy, you you know better than anybody that one of the tracks that I wish they would bring back is one that's very similar to this. A sister track to it, so to speak. One of those cookie cutters is Chicagoland. Hopefully one of these days, maybe we'll see Chicagoland back on the circuit.
Maybe. It's quite possible. We'll see how long the street circuit holds up there in Chicago. We got William Kelly. Shout out to you for popping in here. EJ Luna tonight for sure. So EJ Luna's the pick there. Then go Grim Reaper from It's Not Lame. Here we are. Pace truck down. Going green flag. 3, 2, 1. Green flag is out. This thing is underway. And McGinley gets a truck length over his teammate at the start finish line. Gonna run him tight there into turn number 1. Not a single truck electing to go to the third groove on the opening set of corners. You see 50-50 split right now. Not as chaotic of a restart as it was in the Cup race today. Still 2x2 here for for 3rd and 4th, 4th and 5th, 6th and 7th. 3 wide. EJ Luna goes to the top with the number 12. Joshua Slade has the 14. Clayton White on the bottom. They remain 3 wide at the line. Tight side draft from Clayton White to Joshua Slade. Going to keep them 3 wide. Patrick Gentner checking them. They're going to make contact, and good night goes the 14, the 78, the 23. 3 truck wreck, Dustin, turn number 1, lap number 2. And that was just tight, close racing there.
Yeah, tight, close racing, and I don't know. Could have been a little bit of blinky that could have maybe upset a little bit, because right there you see Stephen Hayes is nowhere to be seen. And then all of a sudden he pops in right there. I don't know if maybe that was just a surprise checkup on that. Maybe Clayton was watching to see where Stephen Hayes might pop back and didn't realize how close he actually was to the 75 of Patrick Gentner. But, unfortunate turn of events for that 14 team right now.
Another view here from the Nerd TV replay. 3 wide, you didn't mention the pop in, but the 75 Gentner just really slow in corner entrance. Entered super shallow. and the 14 washes up, and it's already tight with the 12 right to his door panel. And so just a matter of moving 2 or 3 inches to the right, force the 14 into the 12, make some contact, and Anthony Emmerich in the 23. I actually didn't see how he spun out. Looked like he was all by himself. Slid right past the 14 there on the inside. We're going to go to the 23 here. I think this might have been different. Okay, he got clipped.
He got clipped hard. I want to go on board too. The 85. This was a hell of a run right here. As you see the contact right here, and talk about evasive maneuver, sticks it low. And he actually had a truck on the inside too, so he really couldn't go low anymore because he had the 65 of 64 Danny White on his inside. So you want to talk about close call there, not much room for error.
Not much room at all. And just like that, no place like home. Well, home right now is your pit stall. Got lots of repairs to be had on the 14. Still on pit road, trying to get that thing serviced. We're going to go a lap and a half before we get our first restart already. Dustin, what happened there? Like, Chad McGinley had the lead. Bobby Mantle somehow sucked him in and passed him there on that opening lap. So we're going to have the 89 controlling the start here in 2 laps.
Yeah, as well, and the thing was, is we were focusing in on the 3 wide battle that was going on. Bobby Mantle actually took it to the high side on the 65 there to gain the lead. As this was going on, this is when that 3 wide battle was actually taking place just before the caution came out. So Mantle again, and right there is when the caution would have come out. So yeah, he definitely had it going on that top side, Jeremy.
The second groove was working on the opening lap there for Bobby Mantle. Then we got 1 to go here. Going to be restarting on lap 6. We have 20 viewers live at the moment on YouTube. Really appreciate these continued high numbers on Sunday evening. So whoever's tuning in, just thank you. You don't have to go spam in the chat or anything, but we'd love to interact with you as well.
Oh, 100%. But just having you guys here and enjoying the moment with us, we are slap-ass happy with just that too.
That's it. Not asking of anything. Just sit back, relax, and listen to my mediocre voice and Dustin's radio voice. Do the work here. Now, I've seen a lot of 3 wide restarting in the real world stuff in Xfinity and Cup. I don't know if we're going to see it early on this race, but that was some really good hard racing on the first lap. Do we repeat that? Or does it tame down at this point to where that fuel mileage situation may not be a thing because we got a lot of caution laps already to open this thing? Pace truck down, Geico restart zone, green flag is out. Bobby Mantle, much better start than 65 did on that opening one. Gets them by 2 truck lengths before they get to turn number 1 even. And it looks like the 79, Stephen Knight, trying to race Chad McGill in the bottom here. They're going to keep it side by side for second and third.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised at the 3 wide as early as what it was. If I'm a betting man, Jeremy, I'm going to say, well, I take that back because guess what? We're 3 wide again right now. Hayes in the center, Marinko on the top side, McCoy on the bottom. That now goes back to 2 wide. So I'm not even going to finish that statement because these guys just sat here and said, Dustin, hold my beer. We ain't done 3 wide racing. I don't know. We're only working lap 7 of 134, Jeremy. I would almost take it easy. I mean, we've seen what happened with the first 3 wide scenario. It kind of bides your time. Those moves are, more so towards the later stages of the race. It's we got to get there first and foremost.
We really do. And you're seeing the teammates. Yellow spoiler 1, 2, 3, and almost 4. JJ McCoy trying to put his nose in there. Gets it underneath Brody Marinko. Almost going to have him pass. Does not get him cleared. 54 going to rain on the top side. EJ Luna pushing JJ McCoy all the way down the back straightaway into turn 3. And there they go. Brody's going to give it up. Take the easy entrance into turn number 3. Ooh. So the yellow spoilers 1 through 4. EJ Luna to the bottom there. You saw some squiggliness from Dustin's reaction.
Yeah, that was from the 24 of Luna. He was that truck was yawed out a little bit there, and that tire was right on that white line, just slightly below, so definitely flirting with it. But EJ Luna's digging. He is digging hard. You know what? It's for the... If you recall, Jeremy, he had a struggle bus of a night just a few weeks ago. Struggled very, very hard. What track was that? Was that...
He had a couple back-to-back. Wrecks, penalties. I don't know if it was one track in particular, but yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago for sure, minimum.
Yeah.
So if you look back onto that schedule, I mean, it was probably Richmond, Michigan, maybe even Atlanta.
Nah, man. See, now it's going to bug me. We're usually a little bit better at trying to remember that, but he definitely struggled there. Had an incident where he tried to save it, came back up, collected the leader, Chad McGinley, and Joshua Slade in that one there. So he's definitely trying to bounce back and show that that was just a one-time fluke, that, that was just more him struggling to handle that track there, but that's not how he drives. And he's been slowly moving up 8 positions from where he started, Jeremy. And he's got a line behind him, followed in tow is Brody Marinko and Danny White back there as well, as now they lock 2 of the Grim Reaper Motorsports drivers. That's McGinley and JJ McCoy on that top side as they try to go by.
Yeah, a little bit of a drop off early for the 65 and 22, allowing Brody to get back around, allowing EJ Luna to make the pass as EJ is continuing to progress. He's in third. He's now looking for second underneath the 79. Passes him below the white line on the apron. Gets second place. He's now single file with the 89 Bobby Mantle. 2 truck lengths separate those two. 79, 1 truck length behind him, and everybody else single file till you get to the 12 and 64. 12 cuts it low, squeezes the gap, gets underneath the 22 here. 99 ripping the top. Austin McGill going to try to make it 3 wide. He's going to back it down. Side by side still at the 12 and 22.
Yeah, good racing going on here. Rockingham, that was the track, because we had made mention that Rockingham was a driver's track. That was the one that EJ Luna definitely had some struggles on. And he's, again, trying to come back from that one. So, Jeremy, I'm telling you what, this racing right back here, this is the 99, the 22, the 12, and the 64, and even the 65. Man, this racing's getting good. But look at Austin McGill. You talk about somebody that's getting that high side rolling. This guy is just carrying momentum like it is just going out of style on that top side. Look at this. And now, of course, no surprise, Joshua Slade is moving up to that top side as well.
Austin doing it fantastic. Like, he gets to the center or the entrance of the corner and instantaneously drops it down half a truck length to kind of help the truck get a straighter exit. And there, as you see the exit, you see the cut down to the inside. Side by side for these two. We're 3 wide with Brody Marinko in the middle right behind these guys as they're duking it out for the race lead. You see him right there. They are temporarily 2 wide again. Joshua Slade's going to clear that pack as he's running the top side as well. Now he gets a slingshot passes the 22 McCoy, going back to Austin McGill, your 99, which is now your race leader, utilizing the top of the track. And we're going to back that up, slams the outside wall. And just like that, Dustin, 19th to 2nd, and he's going to drop like a rock here.
Oh, yeah, he is dropping fast. Just carried a little too much mustard coming off of turn 4, but Jeremy, that's probably one of the toughest ones because you do carry so much speed off that, and that corner comes up on you faster than drivers expect. And Austin McGill is the most recent victim of how fast that corner comes up on you. Have done all the work to get up to the lead and lost it just like that. Now, almost on the verge of losing a top 10 spot.
Yeah, what a hard impact to the outside wall. Turn 4 for Austin McGill. Drop back to 8th or 9th place there that last time at the line. Focusing back to the race leader, who regained his lead real quickly. That's going to be the 89, Bobby Mantle, EJ Luna. Keeps it within 2 truck lengths. You see the 12 there, Joshua Slade doing what the 99 did a few laps prior. Running the top, gaining all the momentum, and all of a sudden we're seeing this 12 truck go from 10th to 3rd. Tucks in behind the 24, tilt, gets the turn number 1. Back to the top, trying to get it side by side. Not going to get it on corner exit. Does he go to the bottom? He does. He looks to the inside of the 24.
Yes, he's going to the inside now. He had to, Jeremy, with the amount of steam he had built up coming off of turn 2. He had to do that crossover. And you see that right there. He had to be careful. That was the move that kind of bit Austin McGill there, was that crossover move. And then going in low, he carried so much speed that's when McGill hit the wall. So you see the 12 had to back out of it, which is now allowing the 24, VJ Luna, to try to poke his nose back on the inside.
He tried to run the bottom, did not work. Everybody shifted up back to the top. Get the turn number 3. The 12 is going to run 1 lane higher than the race leader, 89. Bobby Mantle looking back at the 22, running the inside lane there. Here's the 54, 65, 24. That's 5th, 4th, and 3rd on your screen right now. Oh, the top of the track congested with your race leaders. EJ sees an opportunity, fails to execute turn entrance. He's going to back it down from this. Now 12 Joshua Slade side by side with the race leader. Bobby Mantle has the nose, does not get him fully cleared in turn number 3. Mantle's going to run just the top of the first lane, and Joshua Slade going to run the very, very tip top. And just like that, now the 12 is going to have the nose at the line, new race leader.
Yeah, solid battle right now for that race lead. You see the 2 distinct lines. And Jeremy, we've talked about this before, though, is that top line is clearly the faster way around. You get to maintain that momentum, but at what cost to the tires? You know, not a lot of drivers are going up there. We did see Chad McGinley kind of flirt with it just a little bit there. Now we're seeing a lot of drivers start to move up there. Very few now are on that bottom. About the first one that you see on the bottom is the 24 EJ Luna, and then you see McGill and Danny White back there also on that bottom. But a lot of the drivers, Jeremy, are switching gears to that top side, and this has me questioning, how are these tires going to look at the end of this 45 to 48 lap run? Who's going to start falling off, and who is going to start trucking forward on that long run setup?
Yeah, you're going to see that here momentarily. I think the 65 dropped back early, and he is now utilizing the fresher set of tires. He's back to 3rd place, running down his teammate Bobby Mantle. As we're starting to see a lot more congestion, about 6th to 10th. Here's one pass right now. The 24 falling back, the 79. Stephen Knight looked like he's going to go to the top with Michael Hayes, the number 1. Welcome back to mile and a half racing, Michael Hayes. He's going to follow the best team right now. Grim Reaper at the top there. Majority of the field are going to follow that same line, the very bottom of the 3rd groove. They're going to pass the 24, no problem. They're going to cut through the apron there, completely free to do so. And look at this, a lot of turbulence up here. You got the wall, or the air pressing on you to keep you away from the wall. You got cars in front of you that are taking away that downforce. But that's still the faster lane, even with the downforce deficit. And they're going to run it all again to the top there. You can tell who's not feeling as well on the bottom, which is the majority of the field. Their grip's just gone, and then so they're using that progressive banking to help their truck rotate. Here comes Austin McGill. He's going to try to make a pass up here in the 24.
Yeah, Austin McGill, since that truck to the lead, and then that hard wall impact that sent him back to 8th place, he's been in 8th place. A little bit of a wall scrape there, but a crossover move. This is the move that he kind of set up wrong last time that sent him to the outside wall. Let's see if he learned from his previous mistake there. And you see it goes straight up. He has to back way out of it to stay out of the 24. So Jeremy, that looks like the 99 struggles to run that bottom line there. Just cannot keep that truck down. That truck just naturally wants to run that mid to high groove. He just has to back it down too much with the truck on the outside. But he's not giving up. Now battling with the 85 of Justin LeBlanc.
Yeah, he lost the momentum there. He's going to lose it to the 85 now. J.J. McCoy in the 22 going to look to the first groove there, side by side. 99, 22, corner exit, turn 4. They're going to remain that way. 22 goes below the white line. The 99 stays right above it, allows the 22 back up. Plenty of room. 99 had a great run off of turn 4, goes single file. JJ McCoy off corner exit there, corner entrance. Gets back to turn 2, back straight away, back to single file one more time. These two go.
Yeah, now, for everybody watching out there, so I know you've seen a number of these drivers drop below that white line. On these 1.5-mile tracks, it is legal and fair play to drop your truck or car, like you see EJ Luna and JJ McCoy do, below that white line. Drivers meeting, league admin stated that if you do drop below that white line, it is not the driver's responsibility above you to let you up. Whoa, wicked loose! Is the 99, and the 99 is spinning to the inside, locks it down, no contact but no caution because he is off the racing surface. That is going to be a huge loss for the 99 of Austin McGill. That was an unfortunate turn of events. As we go back and watch a replay, like I was saying, the league admins had stated it is not the responsibility of the drivers to let you back up. If you take your truck down there, you have to merge up on your own. Oh, man, look at that contact. So the 99 was getting loose on that one already, and the 22 was just driving through, and I don't know what happened, man. They gained up on the 24 of Luna so fast that the 22 of McCoy gave Luna a shot and a half.
Oh, man. We got 3 wide for the race lead right now as well. The 12, Joshua Slade in the middle of the Grim Reaper sandwich. 65, Chad McGinley on the inside, trying everything he can. He's got the freshest set of tires compared to these guys. Saved him about 10 laps earlier. And now he's making a hard charge to the front. The 12 momentarily back behind the 89, Bobby Mantle. Second and third place side by side. McGinley's going to keep it door to door at the line to complete lap 32. Just by a nose, the 12, Joshua Slade, had it just by a couple thousandths of a second there. And see Jeff Brown, I'm presuming iRacing from Iron Flag Zone, Jeff Brown, saying doing a great job broadcasting, guys. And you know what? I was gonna shout him out, and now he's on the YouTube chat, Dustin. So fire it up. We gotta promote this product. iRacing, flag marshalling partner for the Nerditudes. What you can buy right now is a 64 LED system, custom 3D printed. When I say custom, I mean custom. You can choose your base color. You can choose the frame and border color. You can choose what name you want to put on there. If you got a logo, if you want to have a slogan or a saying, or your car number, whatever you want 3D printed to this thing, Jeff Brown can make it happen. So head yourself over to iRacingIFlag.com. It'll be a cool unit to set up on your desk. Gives you all the iRacing notifications. And it completes the sim rig. And use that Super Nerd checkout code. We'll save you 10% off.
Yeah, some good stuff getting ready to come out of the iRacing iFlag camp as well. Jeremy, you and I are just finishing up some alpha testing on a new product that will be debuted hopefully here within the next month or two. That is going to be a great addition to any sim rig as well. So definitely stay tuned to the iRacingIFlag.com website and social medias for the news and release of those pieces of electronics for the sim rig. But yeah, also on the chat as well, Clayton, unfortunately out of the car, cleared from the simulated infield care center, everything checked out with that hard lick. Did say that the blink caught him off guard there. It was sudden. A little bit of snap of the wheel and a little bit of a apply to the brake. And the truck did not like it. And the rest, as they say, Jeremy, is history.
Yeah, he mentioned playoffs there. Clayton White, 5 back of the point leader, Chad McGinley. I do believe 8th place gets cut out, or 9th place does. So if he does that, that's 12 points. So yeah, he's going to be outside of that margin. So he's going to have a really, really good race at Talladega, and everybody else a mediocre one for Clayton White to make it to the next round. So we'll see what that looks like if we tune in next week. And it's getting racy over here. 12, Joshua Slade almost slaps the inside door panel of the number 1, Michael Hayes, running some side draft. on the front straightaway, which we're seeing more and more.
Oh!
No! Contact! The 57, Ron Howard, gets loose right in front of Michael Hayes. Michael has to react, hits the outside wall, clips the back bumper of the 57. He's going to go to the bottom, and this truck is going to be really slow. And Dustin's got the VHS rewind. He put the pencil into the cassette. He's going to turn it back.
There you see the little bit of the wobble right there, and Hayes was just coming in full bore. You see Michael Hayes had to check up, but man, look at this. Split right in between, right in front of Stephen Knight. Stephen Knight stays out of Michael Hayes. So you want to talk about a freaking, that was just a tight battle that's going on there, but that was an unfortunate turn of events for the driver of the 57 there. Like I said, he was just trying to get out of the way, was not expecting Michael Hayes to have the run that he did coming up. Michael Hayes, though, seems like he's unaffected. A little bit of a wall scrape. He did lose some positions, Jeremy, because he was making some gains on that high side. Now slotted in 7th behind Stephen Hayes.
The Hayes family has found one another 6th and 7th place on the track, respectively. I would say it's the number 13 in front of them, but what the burger is going on with that door panel there? I don't see anything resembling a 13. But there you are. There's Stephen Hayes back on action in Kansas with that lovely color combination that we told him to run, and he said, all right, let's do it. So now he's running it. Getting some good mojo vibes here as he's running down the 79, trying to get 5th place there, Dustin.
Yeah, and now what we're seeing, Jeremy, is we're starting to see some gaps here. You see your 2 leaders right now, 1st and 2nd. That's McGinley and Mantle. They're out there on their own. Mantle trying to chase down McGinley, and McGinley now gapping it there by about 3 truck lengths since he got fresh air. Then we have to go back a little further until we get to Joshua Slade. Slade and Marinko have been battling it quite a bit, and that has now allowed that 3rd group of Steve Knight and Stephen Hayes to kind of catch up, and then right behind them is Michael Hayes in tow. So this right here is one of your biggest packs right now that have actually caught up nose to tail. And you see Slade going to that low line. The rest of the drivers, Jeremy, sticking to that 3rd groove.
That's where a majority of the guys are going to run right now. As we're getting in the next couple laps, we'll begin the pit window cycle. You said 40 to 45. We had that first caution, which delayed it about 4 laps. And so here in the next couple, we might see the first takers for pit road. Looking at the 54, Brody Marinko. This is 4th place on your screen. 5th place right behind him, Stephen Knight, about 1 truck length back. Joshua Slade, one of the few trucks going to the bottom. Makes some ground up, actually doing so. He's gaining ground, but he's still 2 seconds back of your top 2.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're not starting to see some of the, some of the effects of running that high side, Jeremy. Those tire temps and tire wear starting to get up, because you see Stephen Knight now drops below that. Oh, Stephen Knight goes a little bit of a bobble there. Stephen Hayes takes it to the inside. Hayes is going to battle Knight right now for that 5th position. Side by side for a top 5. This would be the first time Stephen Hayes has cracked the top 5 tonight. Not able to do it there. He's going to line it up, stack it, re-rack it, and try it again.
Yeah, he thought that he was going to get blocked a little bit more by the 79. Went really, really low, and just such a shallow entrance into turn 3 gave him no opportunity to make a run off of turn 4. Now they separate each other by 3 truck lengths down the back straightaway in lap 44. Riding on board the roof camera of the 13 Whataburger Chevrolet Silverado. You see a majority of the field running up against that 3rd lane wall line there. Very, very common through this field for the first 45 laps. Top 2 keep separating each other from everybody else. 2.3 seconds is the gap between 1st and 3rd. And you can see it on your screen, gap there. The last lap, Dustin, 89, was just a little bit faster than the 65, Chad McGinley.
Yeah, the 89 of Bobby Mantle has moved up and really shortened that distance gap between his truck and that wall now, trying to maximize every bit of speed he can, whereas Chad McGinley is really running it down on that low lane there. Right side tires almost right on that white line on the right side there, that dashed line. So 2 different varying lines through the corner, Jeremy, but equally as fast. But these drivers here, the more they're racing each other, Jeremy. But as they do that, they are pulling away from the rest of the field.
13, Stephen Hayes was the first truck to come down pit road last lap by. He's being serviced by his crew members right now. I think he was the only truck to find his way down pit road to start this thing off. Danny White, looks like he also pitted, so 2 trucks I see on pit road. Everybody else still remains on track this time around. We've seen the 65 McGinley. He's going to be coming around for turn 3 and 4. Do one of these guys make their way down pit road? Not these 2 in particular. But we know the window's open. We saw the 13 do it. He was in 6th place when he gave up that position. Everybody else looks like to stay out for at least one more circuit.
Yeah, and this is where the gamble comes in, Jeremy. If you can, we had that early race caution that kind of extended the life of both the fuel mileage in these trucks as well as the life of the tires on these trucks. And if you can sit here and extend that out, Jeremy, it's going to give you just a little bit more breathing room on the backside. You're still going to have to make 2 pit stops, this one plus one other one. Bobby Mantle on his way to his virtual pit crew as we speak.
A little squirrely there, getting off the transition from the racing surface to the apron, but he made it down to speed. Very good, fast entrance there. Here's Patrick Gettner in the 75. 2 trucks in on lap 49. So this is going to bring it a total of 4 trucks to find their way down pit road. And this time around, race leader's still going to be staying out. At least one more circuit, knowing the teammates are now on different strategies. Here's Joshua Slay from 1 of 1 Motorsports. He's going to bring in teammate here, Bertie Marinko, here on lap 50, the 12 and 54 on pit road, and the 46. All teamwork from 1 of 1 Motorsports.
Yeah, that was definitely orchestrated right there. 1 of 1 Motorsports, all 3 drivers coming down pit road. And all 3 of those in the top 10. EJ Luna also coming down as well. That's a Lone Star, so that's your second Lone Star Racing team member. The first one being Stephen Hayes that came down. Chad McGinley, your race leader. Coming at you, Jeremy.
Yep, here comes Chad McGinley. I think I saw Justin LeBlanc behind him. Oh, we got a spin out. Stephen Knight in the 79 on pit road. He's going to lose 3 spots in about 10 seconds worth of time for that 360 loop-de-loo. But he gets it going straight there, and good thing he's already on pit road, but Nerd TV replay time. What happened?
Yeah, he came down that transition there, and he just locked it up. Yep. Too much rear brake there on that brake bias, and that truck said, and just whoop, round it went.
That is a strategy move to tap the brake pedal in a mile and a half track. It works well on high-speed corners to help the rotation, but on pit road, you see exactly why you don't want to have that set up for that. Everyone else on pit road pretty clear this time. Abram Ghostin has resumed as your race leader for this lap, but he's also on pit road. And that should cycle back to 65 once he makes his way back around. You see 99 Austin McGill slightly overslides to stall that time. There goes 25. He's out and underway. Pass for the potential race lead. The 12 at the line. Momentarily passes. Well, I guess second and third. I'm sorry, because Bobby Mantle, remember he came down a couple laps prior, has the fresh set of tires. He's got him by 0.3.
Yeah, Stephen Hayes was your first one in the top 10 to actually come down pit road. He's now battling. It's still good, though. Abram Ghostin's going to come out now, finishing his. He's going to be just outside the top 10 off a solid run last week, Jeremy. First time that we've seen him in podium. Got a second place finish last week. Was happy to see he was able to make that happen. And again, with 1 of 1 Motorsports too. So last week was his first race with it. So he's still just trying to get used to running with some of the teammates. But so far, so good. But right now, Bobby Mantle looked like he had the best on pit road. Now, he did come down and pit about 2 to 3 laps sooner than Chad McGinley did. So we'll have to see on the backside how that's going to affect him and Chad McGinley on catching back up. But right now, Chad's got his hands full with the 12 of Joshua Slade in front of him.
He's going to run him down and potentially pass him. We're going to go split screen, picture-in-picture mode, and we're going to figure that out while we're thanking our partners. So we will be right back.
Everybody get up.
Back to full screen here, resuming on lap 59, getting to 60 here. Race leader, not these two. It's going to be 89. Mr. Bobby Mantle here across the line has a 0.7 second lead over second place Stephen Hayes. And then 3.5 seconds, you'll find Joshua Slade, Chad McGinley. They pitted 3 to 4 laps prior. And you see here, as we're going to go down the Nerd TV Top 10 recap and cycle through the rest of the top 10. This is your main battle. The two guys that were hard charging and could potentially lead this thing now. It's in the question mark as Chad McGinley makes that pass happen. Dropping back to 5th place. Danny White, the number 64 playoff driver here from Lone Star Racing. Excellent job. 7 seconds back, though, of the race leader. He's got some hungry competition right behind him. Welcome back, 7th or 6th place here. Michael Hayes in the number 1. Down 2 spots, but still having a great night overall. Brody Marinko, he's down 1 spot as well. Here as we're focusing on the 22 of McCoy. There's Marinko as he made the pass, I guess. So McCoy going to be able to take 6th this time around. Brody right up against the back bumper. Just pushing him all the way down the front straightaway. Almost makes contact into turn number 1, putting an immense amount of pressure. And he's going to get checked out by a really slow Danny White. We're going to go maybe 3 wide. Does not do it. Continuing to shove McCoy down the back straightaway into turn number 3. So that's going to mix up the top 10 segment just a little bit. But hey, that's okay. Here's the 85, Justin LeBlanc, 9th place. 10.5 seconds back of your race leader. Very, very quiet night for the number 85. And then the last person switches at the last moment. The number 75, Patrick Gettner, who would have kind of started to set off the lap 1 or lap 2 wreck that went 3 wide. But outside of that, very, very quiet night for the 75, and that's your Nerd TV Top 10 recap.
Yeah, we got some good racing going on right now. So you see McCoy and Marinko still duking it out right now. That's going to be for that 6th place spot as they have both passed Danny White. Danny White now resides in 8th, and you see Marinko going much higher there. McCoy taking that lower approach, but still side by side are these two. Almost a little bit of door contact there as Marinko is going to be able to get by the 22, and now McCoy follows in line on that top side.
Upside coming back into effect, about 15 laps or so since the pit window is opened and some of these guys have pitted. So we're going to start to see that inside line maybe start to fade away a little bit here. I'm looking at the 64 continue to fall back a little bit. Gets passed by the 78 here this time. So he's going to cycle back more and more. But he's showing 9.1 seconds instead of that 10.2. So even though he's running slow on the track, still catching up to your race leaders, Bobby Mantle, Stephen Hayes, who's Chad McGinley since we started that Nerd TV Top 10 recap. He's already gained a full second. So the 65 and 12 quickly proceeding to the top 2.
Yeah, running P3 right now after he was able to get around Joshua Slade as those two duked it out in veteran style. Now trying to chase down the number 13 of Stephen Hayes there. Stephen Hayes been running P2 since he came in, was one of the first 2 cars, him and Patrick Gintner, to actually start the green flag pit stop. So right now, McGinley chasing him down, but everybody chasing down that 89 of Bobby Mantle.
1.9 seconds separates first and second place there. Decent amount of gap still to be found. And here comes McGinley, another 2/10 gain that last lap, and now he's looking at the 13 for second place. Oh, he's in the wall. Contact. 13 slaps it with the outside of his truck, rear truck first as he got loose. Now the 12 of Slade's going to dip to the bottom here to try to make the pass. 13's going to keep his position on the top half there. The 12 unable to make the pass is going to separate himself from the 65 a little bit more. Back to single file momentarily here. The Whataburger truck remains to the top. Joshua Slade wants it for passing. He's going to have to try to do a little work around there. Mid-corner cut down. And I think that might do the trick. He's going to utilize the apron and then maybe a little slide action in turn 1.
Yeah, that contact with the wall by Stephen Hayes, very reminiscent of what we've seen from Austin McGill. More wall contact is Stephen Hayes sliding now. A little bit of wall glue there. That slows him way down. That was not like the 99 of Austin McGill. So right now that top side, and it seems like the tires, Jeremy, not happy with the pilot behind the wheel there of that number 13 Whataburger car. Truck, rather. Not car, truck.
It counts. It identifies as a car. We'll just call it that, so you're secure on that notion there.
I'll take it.
Still got, there you go. Still got 18 on the YouTube side. Pretty quiet chat system other than a while back. Clayton White apologized to what Team Whatchamacallit for the wreck from that 3-wide incident. And so if you guys have not done so yet, for the ones who are watching, please subscribe, like the video or the stream you're watching now, subscribe to the channel, and do all that fun stuff to help show the support for our page so we can continue to bring this high quality content, even more higher quality content headed your way soon. But look at this little cluster here. Brody Marinko in the 54, 22 JJ McCoy, and almost making contact with the 57 Ron Harrington. Runs him down to the track just a little bit here. A little confrontation. Do we have beef? I don't know. We'll see. Turn 3. He's going to clear him, though. Single file.
Yeah, just out there just trying to run as hard as what they possibly can. So, and it's so hard, Jeremy, to judge where a driver wants to run. You know, we always talk about, you know, for lap traffic to be predictable. Well, it's kind of hard when these lead lap drivers are switching what lane they're running on. You know, one lap they'll run on the bottom, the next lap they'll run up against the wall. Then, you know, one set of corners they'll run low, the next set they'll run up against the wall. It's so hard to try to be predictable sometimes that, I mean, these drivers that are out there just trying to stay out of the way, they have a tough card to try to hold up there.
They absolutely do, and still racing the 57 Ron Harrington is JJ McCoy. Ron Harrington, 10 laps down, just trying to entertain himself a little bit here as the 22 finally clears him completely. But here's your race leader, Bobby Mantle. Continuing to lead laps. Probably going to lead the most laps here tonight. But looking off the rear side of the roof, you see the gap slowly dwindling a little bit. 65 at the line, gains another tenth of a second. 1.4 is your difference between the race leader and the second place truck.
Yeah, he is slowly gaining, Jeremy, but we talk about that balance. You know, these tires will eventually equalize. The question is when will they equalize? Even us up in the booth, we don't know when they're going to equalize until we actually get to that next round of pit stops, Jeremy, which with the way that those guys pushed it, I mean, we could see pit stops probably in about another 20 laps is when that window will open up, because these guys went to lap 48 to lap 50 on their first green flag run, thanks to that caution extending the life of their tires. So, I mean, if you look at 50, I mean, you're looking at 95 to 100. That's when it's going to be, and that will be the final pit stop. So, until we get to that point, we don't know exactly when these tires are going to equalize and balance out. But the only thing that we are certain of is that 65 is coming.
In a hurry this time at the line. He gained 4/10, Dustin. Under 1 second. 0.868 is the gap between the 65 and the 89 here. On lap 76, so just a little bit past the halfway mark here in the Hayesville 200. Pit stops will be in about another 20 laps, roughly. Then that'll be the final green flag pit stop of the evening. That window technically does open in 15 to 20 laps, but we'll probably see a little bit longer on that. And this time, here's the 12, kicking back. There's the 13, Stephen Hayes. He's currently still P4. The other Hayes person, number 1, Michael.
The other Hayes person.
The other Hayes person. You know, not wrong, but not completely accurate. So, you know, that's it. That's all I got.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I got.
So, no, and I do want to capitalize and talk about it too, Jeremy. You did touch base that we have been in talks with Michael Lester as well, and the plans for Nerditudes and Nerd TV to come back next season are in swing and in motion to bring you all the action for the Global Racing Truck Series. And with that, Jeremy kind of hinted we got some new and fun stuff coming next season. So stay tuned. Like he said, like, subscribe, follow, because it's going to be an amazing transition from this season to next for sure.
Lots of fun new toys for you to play with behind the scenes. Not the giggity kind. We're going to have different segments, different partners for those segments. We got a new partner in the works too, so be happy to share that once everything gets finalized on that front. Looking at 21 viewers on YouTube right now. Coming to the completion of lap 79. The gap almost at a half a second. 0.512 between first and second place. Looking at 65's hood here from the roof camera. Closing in more and more and more. But Dustin, I'm going to take a quick shout out here before we have the green flag pit stops. And I want to thank our partners from Race EPI, Elite Performance Industries. I talked about them on the pre-race. They did 90 laps for the Xfinity Open session with their setup. And minus my driving talent, that thing was a rocket ship. It does phenomenal here at Kansas. So looking to find Victor Lane here tonight or anywhere, ever, at any point in time. Find yourself at Elite Performance Industries. That's raceepi.com. And they got a plethora of track and car combinations for you to choose from at a competitive price. And head yourself over there today.
Yeah, and right now we've got one hell of a battle here. So the 78 of John Howard is not for position, but he is trying to earn one of his laps back the hard way. And that is by passing your race leader, Bobby Mantle. But what that is doing is allowing the 65 of Chad McGinley to catch back up as these guys are side by side. But what it's also doing is it's blocking the entire track. It's not giving McGinley a lane anywhere to try to get by either one of these drivers. So he just kind of has to ride until these guys figure out exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, he's stuck with dirty air across the whole entire track, so he just has to make do until he can get around John Howard here. Has a great chance in turn number 1. Has the preferred racing line up there on the top. 78's going to try what he can. Gives him tons of room though on corner exit, so good sportsmanship by John Howard. Pass is completed. Now he can focus on his teammate 89 Bobby Mantle. But Dustin, he paid a little bit later. He got to his teammate, but it's going to come just shy of the new pit stop cycle. So was it worth it? Was it not? I don't know.
I don't know. And right now, he's still not fully clear, the 78 of John Howard. John Howard is still putting up one heck of a fight, but he's doing it very respectfully. He's not pinching him or anything else, Jeremy. You could fit 2 trucks in between both of those width-wise right now. Now he finally clears them so he can set his full sights and targets on the 89 of Bobby Mantle. But, Jeremy, we've stated it before. Catching a driver is one thing. Passing them is a whole new subject. But, man, did he gain so much through 3 and 4 there, taking that low side to Bobby Mantle's wall.
Yeah, awesome run there off the corner. Gets to turn number 1. He's going to run the bottom, which I like the bottom of 1 and 2 better than 3 and 4. And McGinley's going to equalize a little bit. Gets the draft. Now he can catch up speed-wise. Back with the 89. Gets to turn 3. Goes back to the bottom. He's looking for downforce on the nose of his truck. It's going to work great this time. Great corner. Set for the 65 at the line. It's just going to be a 10th or 2 away from his teammate. Joshua Slade still lurking. 1.3 back for the 12.
Yes, McGinley tries it again on that inside lane there. Brings it back up. Half a truck length distance in between Mantle and McGinley. He just cannot get that corner exit speed that Mantle can. Right now, another dive attempt at it again. Bumper up to the rear tire, but just not enough. He's going to go below down onto the apron. Mantle stays above. Just cannot close it up as it sits right now, Jeremy. Bobby Mantle and that 89 machine just so strong on that high side.
Doing a great job. That's the preferred passing lane, and it's going to make Chad work to make this pass happen here. We're 86 laps in the books, almost 87 when they get to the line this time. Pit stops next 10 laps, I would say, especially for the 89 who pitted early. McGinley trying everything he can, still cannot get the nose to the inside of his teammate, Mr. Mansell. He's got a great effort here. Going to go side by side momentarily. Run on the top is going to be preferred. And he's going to clear him once more here. This is going to be the cycle now for the next 5 or 10 laps.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, Jeremy, I think what it's going to take a slip up from one of these drivers to put some separation here. This is the strongest effort that the 65 of McGinley has had. Still has a little bit of a bumper there going into turn 1. This is the strongest attempt. He now neck and neck, bumper to bumper. Slight advantage to the 65 as they come off. You see the speed difference now. 89 battling back. This is your battle for the race lead. And again, the best effort and attempt by the 65 of Chad McGinley as he goes off into turn 3. Exit at turn 4. Doesn't have him cleared. Fight back by Bobby Mantle.
It is so tough here to pass on the inside lane at Kansas. If you have not done so, join a session and try it. It is, if you guys are parallel on speed, on times, setup, whatever the case is, it is just so difficult here. Even when the tires are newer than the person you're trying to pass. And that's why Chad was able to drive up to him, but now he's completely stuck. This is going to allow Slade to catch up. So he's going to bring in the third place driver. He's back to 1 second now. At the line this time to complete lap number 90. Joshua Slade actually lost some time right there, even though they're battling. They were single file and allowed them to pull away from the 12.
Yeah, now they're back side by side on corner 2 exit. Back in single file, 65 McGinley could not keep his nose on the inside. Going to try it again, going into turn 3. And this is where it's pivotal, Jeremy. If the 65 of McGinley can stay on the inside of the 89 of Mantle through this curved front stretch, then he has a chance, and he is holding it this time, Jeremy. Little bit of slip up coming back up from the apron, but still has a nose on the inside. Side by side, neck and neck, bumper to bumper. Coming off of turn 2. They are still side by side. 89 lurches forward with that high line speed. 65 McGinley still trying on that inside though, as he is now a half a truck length ahead of him. Does have him cleared. Slide job up. Mantle with the crossover. Now we're going to flip-flop positions and try it again.
Mantle doesn't want to give that up. He's going to try everything he can, and does he get him cleared? He does. What a crossover to keep the foot in it. Crosses over the 65, makes the pass happen. Bobby actually, he's going to lose it all. Drove it too deep on the bottom, and it gave Chad McGinley that spot now. Sole possession back to your pole sitter, Chad McGinley, here on lap 93.
Oh, man, that was such good racing, too, and what did it was that crossover move. It put Bobby Mantle in a position on that corner entry into 3 where he had not been running. He had been taking a much wider approach there, so his throttle point and brake point and everything else was just slightly different because he'd been running the high side. And you got to change it up a lot when you go to try to get that truck to rotate on that bottom, and just carried too much momentum from the center off there. Didn't have it woed down enough, but still fighting back. And Jeremy, that pit window now, I said about lap 95, it's going to open it up. You're going to start seeing trucks come down. We just crossed to start lap 95 of 134, so I would expect pit road to start getting busy between now and the next 5 to 7 laps.
It absolutely will.
Speaking of it,
hey, on the money there, the 25 Abram Ghostin, one of the last trucks to pit on that first cycle, who took the lap lead. He put it in the bank. As everyone that cycled in before him. He's going to be the first one to come down. And here comes 2 more. Here comes Bobby Mantle. Here comes Joshua Slade. And Joshua passing Mantle, a 1-second gap, completely evaporated. And he passed the 89 on pit road. So strong entrance there from Joshua Slade. You see Brody Marinko. He gives up 5th place to come down to the service of his virtual crew as well. 3-2-1 on the marks. Perfect setup for the 12. Gets in, gets to his box, awesome like. Now it's time for the 65 to decide, when do I come in?
absolutely. And if you wanna know how to maximize pit road to your advantage, that's exactly how you do it. A 1-second lead, evaporated, yeetus deletus, and a pass for position coming onto pit road. Now, it's a very risky maneuver because it's very easy to come in too hot and get nailed with a pit road speeding violation. But if done correctly, you can maximize and make up a decent amount of time on your pit road entry for sure.
And it was proven right there. You see the 77, Shane Wheeldon. He's on pit road as they're getting really close to lap 100. This man has still not come down pit road 3 or 4 laps after the window was opened by the rest of the guys on the track. Will this lap be the lap? Takes an early line in. A little bit slower in entrance. Here we go. Brakes are applied. The race leader coming in. And it's a nice conservative stop there for the 65. It's going to rotate. The 99. Austin McGill. He took the lead by himself and then hit the wall and hasn't been able to be found since. Does he come down pit road, or does he finally get the lap lead here?
No, I think he's going to stay out. He's going to get himself that lap lead. Nope.
No.
I stand corrected. He is going to come down pit road. Wow. Stephen Knight almost went too wide there. Looks like Ron Holmes is going to follow the 99 and McGill in. And that should cycle out your all your cars right now. This is going to be the end of your regulation green flag pit stop. Joshua Slade should take over the top spot with Bobby Mantle all over his rear bumper. So this will be the race for your race lead right now.
And next time by, this will be the 6th lead change amongst 5 drivers. Joshua Slade is the latest entry onto the 5 truck list. As Mantle's going to look to the top. Maybe I'm going to erase my notes. Maybe I will erase it. And I'm going to have to stand corrected. No lead change. We're going back to 5. We're taking the 12 off the list. He's gonna have to work for it a little bit more.
Oh, and he will. This right here is the best effort that the 12 of Joshua Slade has had. JJ McCoy had a good cycle of pit stops as well. He slotted in P3, racing with Stephen Hayes. Those two duking it out for the final podium spot right now for the chance to come up and talk with the nerds in the post-race show presented by Martin Sports. Side by side there. You want to know what happened to your race leader that was out there leading, Chad McGinley? Well, he's in 5th place. He's back here racing with EJ Luna, who is not on the lead lap. That's not for position. But Jeremy, he's got a lot of track to make up in 34 laps.
We're going to go picture-in-picture and watch these guys do it while we got a little bit of time. So we'll be back here just after a few messages. And, well, that picture-in-picture was short. Second place truck. Halfway on the front straightaway. I have no idea what happened. We're going to kick it to the Nerd TV replay to see what transpired.
Oh!
Howard, no. And then Slade makes the wrong move to the outside, trying to judge where the 78 was going to go. Chose the wrong path. Slams into him and spins out. That is... Man.
That's rough. Again, it was just one of those, had to choose which way, left or right. Oh, no, probably should have went left instead of right. And then off and around she goes. Tough break again, but we seen the same thing happen to the 12 at Bristol. Get damaged, was still able to come back, but again, tough break. That just wipes out any space that these drivers had prior to that caution, Jeremy. So now the playing field's even. It's even Stevens right now.
It is. And we're going to see every single driver come down pit road. And if you stay out, you're making the wrong call. Let me just tell you that right now. And there's all your lead lap trucks. Remember, there's 12 trucks on the lead lap. Everybody else 1 lap down or more. So we're going to see a 50-50 split. The top 12 are going to come down this time. The back half will come down next time.
All except for one. Actually,
right, who made the wrong
two.
Call?
Brad Miner and Patrick Gintner elect to stay out. That's going to be your first and second place drivers right now after everything cycles through. And the bad thing is that locks 2 drivers down right now because these drivers elected to stay out. So the 57 and the 79 are not going to get the wave around because they have a lead lap truck right in front of them, a Brad Biner. So they are going to remain at least 1 lap down or more.
And they're probably like, why did you guys not? And, well, Bradley Miner will resume, I think, as your race leader, as you're saying there. He, 9 laps on those virtual Goodyears, not setting himself up here. But at the end of the day, he is a playoffs driver, and it is a lap lead. So there's that. So Bradley Miner will take that and put it in the bank. You're going to see those 2 drop down. Those 2 will not. So the 77 and the 33 will get the wave around. It already shows Shane on the lead lap. Because I think he already passed. Yeah, you should see him pass around this time or next time. And then the 46 will resume as your race leader. He did score P1 on the pylon this time, so that's confirmed. So now, Dustin, I can put my 6 lead shades on there. Not the 12. It's the 46.
Yeah, definitely a different turn of events here, Jeremy. Now, 9 laps. Now, we are running some of these laps under caution right now. That is going to give those tires a little bit of a chance to cool off, kind of get back to where they were at, prior. But you've got a lot of hungry drivers behind you. Literally, with the exception of the 75 of Patrick Gintner, every other driver has got fresh virtual Goodyears and is ready to rock and roll for the last 30 laps that we have here, 29 laps of this race by the time we're done. It's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, like you said, the 46 of Brad Miner's a playoff driver, Jeremy. Sometimes you got to gamble some of these calls in order to try to make up the most amount of points possible. So, you know what? I love it when drivers are not afraid to try to gamble like this. Is it going to pay off? Only time's going to tell. I don't think it's going to, because tires are very important here, especially if they get heated up or worn. But I will be the first to tell you, and my wife will tell you numerous times, I have been wrong more than once.
We'll find out. He is, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that notion there. But, 4 points separates the 46 from being out and in for the next round. And so we get that point there. I think it's 5 points there for leading the lap. So it'll move him up a little bit there. And then he just has to survive Talladega. So that's the game plan. He's got the lap led. Him in the 75... I would expect him to maybe go back to 5th or 6th place at worst on the first lap, as the field with fresh set of Goodyear tires are just going to blow past him. Now, who's going to do that the best? Now, that's the question. You got 89 Mantle, of course, he's fast. JJ McCoy, who has not really been up here too often. We're going to see what he can do. Stephen Hayes, who's in 3rd. I don't know about him, but the 65, of course, you know he's fast. 54, we know he's fast. 85, been 50-50. We're going to see the pace truck up. This time, we're going to resume this race on lap 107. So, yeah, just shy of 30. I think it's 28 laps to go at the line. Pace truck down. Waiting for the Geico restart zone. And green flag is out. This race is underway once more. The 75 major tire spin. 3 wide before the line. The 22 had a check up, so he didn't get the black flag for passing.
Oh.
3 wide contact. Oh, they go 2 wide now. Here comes Bobby Mantle to the top.
Yeah, Bobby Mantle to the top where he likes to be. A little bit of a bump draft there to get the 46 going from the 65 of McGinley. Side by side is Miner and Mantle, though. I'm actually surprised at how well Brad Miner is holding that inside lane, though. Again, he's got 9 more laps on those tires than everybody else. And he's, that first lap, Jeremy, he only dropped 1 position. So he is going to drop more by the looks of it, but he is holding his own. And definitely had a lot better of a start than the 75 of Patrick Gintner, who spun the tires. That's why you see in the 22 of J.J. McCoy have to jump out of line before the start-finish line and take it 3 wide. Otherwise, it was going to be a major stack-up. But speaking of J.J. McCoy, he's up there battling his Grim Reaper Motorsport teammate, Bobby Mantle, for the lead.
Oh, he gets turned. The 75 gets bumped by the 13, saves it. Oh, no. Oh, Stephen Knight, second incident of the night for him. Michael Hayes in the 1 cuts the grass in turn number 1. This is going to be our 3rd Boomer Button Box's caution of the evening, happening on lap 109. Bad bump between the 13 and the 75. On the tri-oval, it's a tough place to bump. You can't do it. You see the end result. Almost hooks the 65. Patrick tried everything he could to keep it straight, and sometimes you just gotta let it go. And crosses back up in front of the track, and watch this ride from Stephen Knight. Gonna ramp off the left rear fender. Bam! Into the wall. 3 of the 4 wheels off the ground. And then Michael Hayes just had a peer reaction coming down the track and is gonna spin. Oh no, Ronald Holmes. Oh, he drove into the back of Michael Hayes. So 4 trucks really involved in this wreck here.
Oh yeah, Michael Hayes goes for a ride down on the inside. He loses his rear bumper. Now, I will say this, Jeremy. When we sit here and go back and watch, I will say that the 75 of Ginter, he did try everything he could to keep it down. This one right here, so you see he is going to cut down from the top lane from in front of the 54, and he's going to cut across. There was enough of the nose of the 13 there that when he made his lane change from that second lane to the first, there was nothing the 13 of Stephen Hayes could do on that one. Now you see the 75 tries to counter steer to try to save it. And when he realizes it's going to kick it too much, you see him turn it left, and he keeps it left. He just keeps it left because he's trying to keep it down, The only thing he didn't do was lock the brakes down, but he was trying to turn it left to keep it down from coming back up on the track, which is what in the drivers' meeting they told the drivers to try to do after incidents at both Rockingham and Bristol, was try your best to keep it from coming back up on the track. The only thing that he could have done there was lock her down with the brakes. But I mean, when he seen that he wasn't gonna save it, he had the wheels turned all the way to the left to try to keep that thing guided down towards the track. But the momentum and speed they were carrying, Jeremy, it just threw that truck right back up into traffic, unfortunately.
They really did there. Great breakdown of that incident here. We're going to kick it to our last picture as we got about a lap or 2 laps left. We'll be right back for the drop of the green flag for the 4th time. And back to full screen here. We're going to resume this race on lap 114. So 21 laps to go in the Hayesville 200. And a little chaotic here. Back-to-back cautions. Maybe we'll see them run green flag the rest of the way. Who knows? We're going to find out here in just a moment of time. Pace truck is down. 89 Bobby Mantle going to lead the charge here this time. The 46 Bradley Minor, fresh tires. He's got the freshest set in the field. Let's see what he can do with them.
22, JJ McCoy had a horrible restart. Very reminiscent to 75 of Patrick Gintner in the last restart. That's going to allow McGinley to get by, and now Marinko's going to take over that 4th spot. So that just stirred up that entire restart there, Jeremy. And now we have almost 3 wide action back here with LeBlanc right now running in 6th. Austin McGill in 7th. Excellent rebound from his earlier incident at the start of the race. And now he's trying to truck his way forward in the last 20 laps. Oh!
JJ McCoy crosses over. Stephen Knight saves it.
What a save! What a save!
Hands of the race go to JJ McCoy. Turned, saves it on board. Just miscalculation of real estate there. Hooks the 22, and man, 45-degree angle, straightens it out.
What a save by the 22. Not what he wanted for sure. And now he's going to need a caution to get caught back up, as now he sits back in 13th position. Last car on the lead lap. So caution is, boomer button box caution is what it's going to take to get the 22 back in contention again for these last 19 laps. But right now that puts Mantle leading. Is Grim Reaper Motorsport teammate McGinley. P2, Danny White up to P3 now. And then Brody Marinko P4 and Joshua Slade after bringing out one of the boomer button box cautions after zigging when he should have zagged with the 78 of John Howard. Up in P5 right now, at least momentarily, because Stephen Hayes is all over that pink back bumper trying to take that position away.
And Clayton White, there's your quote of the night. Could have been zigging, not zagging. As we got now 17 laps to go here. Single file top 6 on the front straightaway here. Actually, the whole top 10 for that matter. Here's the 12. He came down pit road with the 46. So him and Bradley Minor both technically have the fresh set of tires. And right now, it's not too much of a difference, but it is a difference. The 12 is going to try to rip the top here. He's going to try to pass Stephen Hayes through 3 and 4. He's going to have the preferred exit. Does he have the room? He doesn't. And actually doesn't make the charge back to the bottom. Going to lock himself to the top, trying to get that side draft. 16 laps to go.
16 laps to go, and the racing is getting heated. Look at these guys up here, though. This is your top 3 right now. And Jeremy, they had just pitted prior to that last boomer button box caution coming out. So these tires are essentially fresh for all of these drivers. So right now, I mean, it's pretty much just trying to lay down heaters as much as possible for the last 15 laps. But again, saving enough at the end to battle if you have to. If you look back right now, here's that big cluster right now. You got a battle for third. That's between Brody Marinko on the inside and that 54, Danny White and the Jack Daniels 64 on the outside, side by side. And Stephen Hayes and Joshua Slade got nowhere to go. Nothing but dirty air in front of them and nothing but waiting to see what happens.
Almost gets him cleared here. Does not. As we're looking to maybe go 3 wide. Stephen Hayes looking at the bottom. Trying to do what he can. Almost gets there. Has to stay 2x2 through turns 1 and 2 this time. Brody's going to have the position. Tries a slider.
Oh!
Too much of a slide. Danny White cannot be happy about that one. Gave him a whole bumper and then some on corner exit with no lift. And somehow Brody saved it.
Oh my, you want to talk about some trouser chili there. I guarantee you there's 2 driver's suits that are brewing up a pot of that right now, because you cannot get any closer than that without actually wrecking. That was so close, and this racing right now still not letting up. You got Marinko on the high side, Hayes on the inside. Now they have to go single file right now. You got drivers trying to figure out if they want to pull out, if they got the run. If they don't. 99 and McGill inside, Hayes inside. You got Marinko, Slade, White on the outside.
They're coming up to 12 laps to go. First and second place. Battle their own. Everybody else, though, this is the entertaining part of the race right here. Third, fourth, fifth on your screen. Hayes to the bottom, trying to make it pass cleared. He slides on this time. Going to do the same treatment Marinko did a couple laps prior. He doesn't make the tackle to the inside because Joshua Slade is there. He looks to the inside of the 54, drives it down low, passes 54, gets side by side with the 13. Able to hold it for the most part. A little sloppy on exit. Going to keep it out the line. 13 advantage over the 12. Getting off into turn number 1 here. 11 laps to go. And Joshua Slade's going to try it one more time. Does not have the momentum this time. Going to try everything he can, though, on the top.
Yeah, trying everything he can on the top. Jeremy, if you didn't know, you would think that this right here was your race for the lead. But it is not. This is just your race for third place. The final podium transition right now held by Stephen Hayes and desired by every other driver behind him. Your actual battle for the race leads between these two. And they've got at least a second lead right around that. and they're battling each other right now, just as they did about mid-race. And that's Bobby Mantle on the high side, McGinley on the inside, and you see everybody else further back. Everybody's scrambling. Brad Miner way down low now, trying to make a pass on Danny White. Jeremy, you got action all over the track right now.
All over the track, and right now, the 12 has the preferred gear mode, but the 54 moves himself into 4th. Remember, he's got a little bit better tires than the 13 in front of him. I think he'll get to him, but I think the leaders, the top 2, are just out of the question. Momentarily, we have a little bit of calmness. 3rd, 4th place. 5th place, though, this is a stat for the top 5. It's kind of important to some drivers. That's going to be between the 99 Austin McGill, the 54 Brody Marinko, one on the top, one on the bottom. The one on the bottom trying to make the pass does not happen. It's going to allow Brody about 2 truck lengths over the 99 on the front straightaway. Gets into turn number 1, the 99 back to the bottom to look once more. Unable to find the rotation he needs to get there. 54 too strong, but also hits the wall off the corner exit. Now here comes the 99 to the door panel. Side by side directly. Tries for the inside corner slide. Does he get there? He does. The 54 crosses back underneath, though, on corner exit. Not enough speed. 5th place, Austin McGill.
Yeah, good defensive maneuver there. That's what it took, was just that little bit of a slip up from the 54 getting into the wall on corner exit. Excellent defensive move by the 99 to go from the wall down to the apron there to block that crossover move. So drivers not only playing offense, Jeremy, but playing a little defense as well. Those drivers figured out right now you still got that battle for 3rd between Stephen Hayes, Joshua Slade. That's comfortably held right now by Stephen Hayes. He's got about a 2 truck length lead over Joshua Slade. Chad McGinley was able to get by his teammate, Bobby Mantle, for the race lead, but Mantle not letting off, still trying everything he can to get back to the rear bumper of McGinley.
And it might be a little too gone. I know Chad can save some tires, but I also know he can get pedal down. Remember, fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. He's got the short run speed in the 65, and he has 5 more laps to showcase that. 7.5 miles left to go in the Hayesville 200.
Yeah, 7.5 miles, 2 truck lengths separates 1st and 2nd. Then back to 3rd and 4th. You got about 2 to 3 truck lengths separate those 2. Your battle for 5th is long and gone right now. Right now held by Austin McGill. He is comfortable with 6th place. Looks like it could be changing hands here real quick. Brad Miner with those fresher tires after pit stop on that last boomer button box caution, trying to chase down the 54 Marinko.
Has a good chance here. Marinko moves up, gives the 46 the inside lane, not the preferred way. Well, he's going to give it up anyways. Bradley to the inside, almost gets him completely past. He does so with the better set of good years. Easy pass there for the 46, jumps him up to 6th place.
Up to 6th place now. Right now, your top 5 have not changed hands. Jeremy, 4 laps to go. 3 as we cross the line this time. Chad McGinley leads his teammate Bobby Mantle by 3 truck lengths right now. Still committed to that inside line. Bobby Mantle still running that upper groove right now. But Jeremy, unless there's a mistake out of this 65, I am not sure that the 89 of Bobby Mantle is going to have another shot at this 65. Stephen Hayes still holding strong in 3rd, and I'm going to say the same thing. Unless there's a mistake out of that 13, I do not feel that Joshua Slade has a chance to try to get back to the rear bumper of the 13.
He's got a small chance, like Thunderstorm is, to take away my power with 2 laps to go. Better not do so. Got a lap and a half left. 65 looking for the trifecta, winning practice, winning qualifying, and then a lap and a quarter left. Might take the checker flag here this evening. Off turn number 4, 1 to go. Presented by Elevated Esports Racing. You see out there on the upper half of your screen, the wave of the white flag. The gap is exactly a half a second between the 65 and the 89. Easy approach through 1 and 2. No pressure to be found. No lap traffic. Everybody spaced out
Brad Miner took over 5th place from Austin McGill. That happened in the last lap.
There you go. So that sets your top 5. And here sets the first double-digit winner of the 24 season. Checker flag, Chad McGinley. Congratulations on the victory.
What a drive there. Just a round of applause to everybody that raced tonight. I mean, your top 5, what a run. I mean, Bobby Mantle gave everything he had a solid piece. Stephen Hayes, what a return back after being away for a couple weeks, able to lock in a podium. So I'm going off on a limb here to say it's safe to say that the bad juju with that Whataburger truck has got to be gone as he locks in a podium. Joshua Slade brings it home P4 after being involved in a boomer button box caution with a little bit of front nose damage. And Brad Miner able to come back after a late pit stop to finish top 5.
Only makes sense to have a Hayes in the booth with us for the Hayesville 200. No smoke to be found here. We're just cutting grass. Chad McGinley here. Not even over a logo, just over empty half green, half brown grass here in the infield of Kansas. And here's the unofficial results for tonight's race, presented by Martin Sports. Chad McGinley, P1. Bobby Mantle, 2nd. Stephen Hayes, top 3. Joshua Slade in 4th. Bradley Miner, 5th. Austin McGill, 6th. Abram Ghostin, P7. 8th place, Brody Marinko. 9th, Justin LeBlanc. And your 10th place, final top 10 spot, belongs to Danny White. 11th, JJ McCoy. 12th, Patrick Gettner. 13th, in your last truck on the lead lap, Michael Hayes. 1 lap down to more. It's going to be EJ Luna, Ronald Holmes, Ron Harrington, John Howard, Shane Wheeldon, Stephen Knight, and then Clayton White, Anthony Emmerich. Those 2 names did not complete tonight's 134 laps in total. And that's it. We're going full screen. We're going to get our top 3, and we'll be right back. And back to full screen for the post-race show presented by Martin Sports. And, we got our 3rd place finisher, the Hayesville 200. Doesn't make sense unless we're talking to one of them. And Stephen Hayes, congrats on P3.
How's it going?
Hey, we're doing good, man, up here. You're up 5 positions. You found podium. Job well done there. A little up and down night for yourself. So walk us through it. And how'd you find P3?
Yeah, it started off kind of rough, if I'm being honest. Practice, my setup felt perfect. I mean, it was loose out of the corner, and you just had the drive on the bottom. But I guess it was just the dirty air messing everything up. But my car was ungodly tight. It was like driving a dump truck out there. And in the first run, I loosened it up a lot. It was still really tight coming out of the corner. So I was just kind of dealing with that the whole race. Well, I was managing it pretty good, I think. Then I had that caution come out with about 30 to go. Then I just went crazy with it. I loosened it up more than a human should. But that actually made the truck feel pretty stable. So I was just able to kind of rip that wall in that final stage, and that helped out quite a bit.
Well, thankfully you had the time to get that thing corrected and be competitive to finish in third place. You had that crossover from the 75 mid race. I don't think it did any damage to the right side of your nose of your truck. Seemed like it did pretty well. I knew we talked to you bringing the Whataburger scheme back. Where's the number? That's my question.
You know, about that. It happened last week. I put the paint on, everyone was telling me about the number. I was like, why is the number not right? I don't know. I got it fixed. But then, yeah, I just totally forgot about this time, if I'm being honest.
I mean, it's all good. From a designer myself, when I got that what the paint segment, I think I'm going to be building up to where I call them out. So just want to have a little fun with that. But needless to say, man, congratulations, P3. Awesome job. You're not catching many of the races recently, so to pop back in just to pick up a quick top 3, it's pretty impressive stuff there from your camp. So final thoughts before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, the final playoff races is a tough time for me with work and just being off on the weekends. So, I mean, I'm not expecting to go very far in the playoffs. I don't even know if I'll make it past the first round. We'll see. But I'm mostly just out here for fun, to be honest. I don't practice much, but it's good to get out here and run with these guys. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. But Lone Star, I mean, I hope they do good during the playoffs. We'll see how they do after this first round.
Yeah, the speed's picked up from the camp, so I won't be impressed, or I won't be surprised rather if they don't make it to the very end and compete at least for that championship. But congratulations, man, P3, and maybe we'll catch next week at Talladega.
I think you will. We will have to
Oh.
see, though.
All right, we'll see a bright, brand new number 13 slapped on the door panel. I think at Talladega.
I'll
We'll
make sure
see.
the number is on there.
There we go. We'll see you next week, man.
Thank you.
Yep. And there's Stephen Hayes in the Ghostly number 13. Whataburger truck, Dustin. Now it's time to fire up second place. 89. Bobby Mantle led the most laps tonight. Brought it home P2. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, stellar truck there. Looks like you're able to compete a little bit more on the short run compared to your teammates. Do you think that was a difference? Do you think Chad kind of conserved a little bit there and took advantage of that late in the going?
He was just way better at running that bottom line than I was. And I think I was just overdriving the truck at the end. I knew I had to really push it to stay ahead of him. He was real quick on the short run, and I think I just burned my stuff up a little more than him, and he just patiently waited for a time to strike. As soon as he saw me getting tight and starting to push up middle of the track, he attacked, and I couldn't gain that ground back.
That seems like that was the difference there. What was the preparation coming into this week? I know Chad's been working on the Thursday stuff for Road to Pro, and do you get cued on some things there, or is that just kind of like his little personal way to get as many wins as he can?
Well, his Road to Pro didn't affect us this week. They were at Homestead, Miami, I think.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just ran as many officials as I could this week. I put in a ton of work. Thought I got the setup pretty dialed in. Was really comfortable with it. But Chad's just a beast. So I'll take P2 finishing just a few tenths behind him. You know, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just fast.
Absolutely, yeah. P2, regardless if it's against Chad, might as well count it as a win. So, congratulations once more, man. Final thoughts before we let you go.
Just shout out to my friends that have been tuning in this last little while. You guys for putting on a great show, always bringing in viewers. Speaking of which, I've been seeing a lot of viewers, but not enough likes. So you guys hit that like button. And I just want a big shout out to the league for keep showing up, putting on these good races, and it's gonna be a fun battle till the end.
First off, I appreciate that. Second off, I have not said that in a while. I actually brought up mid race twice to do that, and then I did not talk to you, but then you pop in and say it as well. So look at that. That's just, there's no other way to do it now. You have to press the like button for the 10 viewers that are currently still watching. So please do that. But I appreciate you, Bobby, and have a good rest tonight.
All right,
We'll
thanks.
see
See
you
you
for
guys too.
Wild and crazy for Talladega next week.
All right.
Yep. There we go. Bobby Mansell calling it just like I did earlier. It's kind of weird how that works sometimes, but
And McGinley, the beast.
the beast from Central U.S. right now, Chad McGinley, double-digit wins on the win column. Win number 10. Congratulations, man.
Hey, appreciate it, guys.
Hey, I was trying to give you some credit for Rotopro practice, but I guess you ran at Homestead, so that does not translate other than maybe progressive banking is the only cue you can get from that. So with that being said, when you're practicing for Homestead, how do you also practice for Kansas?
Honestly, it's similar-ish. I mean, obviously, it's a little longer straights and little off different corners, but I mean, in general, it's just focusing on what you got to do. And with Homestead being over on Thursday, it gave me enough time, over the weekend to put some laps in and refresh myself. So that's really just putting time in, man. I mean, you got 2 different tracks coming up. You got to do it, I mean, with Conti, I got to run B car and A car, so I was in those this weekend too. So I was getting my taste of Kansas and learning how to drive it. So it was just being familiar with the track and getting laps on the track really helped me out this week. That's for sure.
Absolutely, and Bobby said the difference between you and him was the inside lane. He called you a beast, running the inside lane much faster than everybody else. So was there any tips or tricks to get your truck to rotate on the bottom more so than anybody else?
Honestly, it was all about throttle management. Early on, I was lifting, saving the tires early. That's kind of why I fell back early in the first stage and just kind of rode, for a little bit and just was not pushing it. That way I could kind of see where the truck's going to go later in the run. And once we got 25, 30 laps in, I was flying on the bottom and everybody was up top wearing it out. So there was no, it just wasn't as fast. So I just rolling into the corner, half throttle, and just kind of letting it get down the hill and then progressively on the throttle coming out of it and just being smart, not giving it too much. It took a little bit of work to get by. I mean, it took 3 or 4 laps to complete a pass, but a little bit at a time, just inching, makes ground. And once you get by, you got that clean air, and then it's just set sail from there.
That's very true. And well, congratulations on the 10th win, Talladega next week. Points wise, you should be good to go to move yourself to the next round. So go have some fun at Talladega. And any final thoughts before we let you go tonight?
No, I just want to appreciate everybody being pretty chill on the racetrack today. I mean, it was a couple accidents. Me and Bobby had a heck of a race and good battle. I was glad to be able to race with him clean and side by side and not rub paint and not take each other out like I did at Phoenix last year for the championship. So glad we both learned from that, mainly me. But I mean, I want to appreciate you guys putting on a good show and obviously Global for putting on the league because it's pretty fun.
It's a lot of fun from our perspective too. So absolutely agree, man. We'll go get them next week, Talladega, and maybe we'll talk to you then.
I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good night.
You too. And there's Chad McGinley. 10 wins for the season, Dustin. Crazy. And but at the end of the day, same results. Yellow spoilers up front. Stephen Hayes, though, putting an orange pilot there in P3.
Yeah, it was good to see Stephen Hayes back. Excellent to see Michael Hayes back as well. Unfortunate, not the race that Michael Hayes was wanting. He was doing good, staying out of there in that last incident there where he got caught up into it a little bit. Was unfortunate. Damage was a little too much for him to be competitive. Still finished 13th though, still on the lead lap, just outside the top 10. But I tell you what, Jeremy. I mean, these guys, they put on a hell of a show. I mean, the racing and everything else was, it was good and clean. And holy crap. You sat here and threw down 30 laps to go, and these guys in the racing they were putting on was phenomenal. I mean, the side by side, the back and forth, the slide jobs and the crossovers, and I mean, you name it. I mean, these guys were putting on a hell of a show tonight. So hopefully the fans out there and the viewers out there enjoyed it, and hopefully they enjoyed it enough to hit the subscribe and like button out there because that's why these guys do it, and that's why we're here calling the race in action is to showcase what these guys can do. And Jeremy, they showed exactly what they could do tonight, especially in that last 30 laps.
Yeah, fantastic job by each and every single one of these guys out here. Had a couple moments of wrecks, but that's part of it. And well, Talladega next week. Speaking of wrecks, it can be very clean or very chaotic. tune in to find out next Sunday. We'll go live shortly before 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And that's it. If you guys are over in North Carolina region watching this somehow, feel for you. Terrible all the damage that's been caused by the hurricane. We got hit, Dustin, with a Category 4 in Florida. Nothing. Tropical storm wipes out half of Carolinas, so kind of terrible to see and hear and look at, because I've traveled there multiple times in that particular town. They got absolutely leveled, so... Hearts
out to anybody that was in the path of the hurricane or tropical storm, whatever it was when it hit you. Hate to see that happen. Here in the Midwest, we don't deal with that stuff. We deal with tornadoes, and they just kind of drop on top of us. So anytime there's a natural disaster, all the nerds here, we hate to see it. So, hearts and thoughts and prayers out to anybody affected by it. If there was more that what we could do and anybody else could do, we would love to absolutely do that, because it's devastating.
Yeah, the images are insane to even look at. So, all right, well, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Tune in Tuesday for the RSR Next Generation Cup Series. That will be live 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And until then, as always, get your nerd on. Scott Martin's gonna take it from here.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com.
Back when nothing truly mattered.